Hey there, I'm Taz Singh, and I've been working with communities for as long as I can remember. Fundamentally, communities are made up of people, so this is my journey going to those communities and talking to those people. Come along with me. Awesome. I'm here now with Brandon Bayer. So I've been following Brandon for a while. I know you're a pilot. You just started a company called Flightcontrol. You've been working on Blitz.js. You were in Thailand as well, where you worked on a lot of it. Koh Tao. You're also a diving guy, which I love diving as well. So good to finally meet you, man.
Likewise.
Pleasure. Yeah. So how you enjoying Miami?
It's amazing. I'm based in Ohio. And the weather's not like this, at least at this time of year. So I love the warm, the sun, the palm trees, living it up.
Yeah. Like Ohio it's also like a Great Lakes city, Great Lakes area, right? And so like I'm from Toronto, and so it's just like the same Great Lakes weather basically through the whole thing. And so I think Toronto it snowed yesterday. To give you an idea, did it also snow in Ohio?
I have no idea.
You have no idea? You have no idea? Like he's living the Miami life. He's like, I don't care about snow right now. But that's awesome, dude. So like essentially I know you're a pilot. So how did you get into that?
Well, I think ever since I was a tiny kid, I've loved planes and aviation and stuff. I have some great uncles that are pilots.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know, it kind of runs in the family a little bit, I guess. And I started reading flight manuals when I was like 8 or 10 years old. I would rent flight manuals from the library and just
Really?
devour them. Yeah.
He would rent flight manuals from the library and just read through all of them. I mean, like for me, reading the docs on any open source project is enough. But you would get flight manuals from the library and read through them. And what sort of stuff was in there? Was it on a plane or was it?
It's everything from how to fly, how to take off, how to land, how to deal with emergencies, weather, engines, how it all works. And
oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Like for me as basically a fellow pilot, someone that's flown exactly one plane once. I can totally relate to everything Brandon's saying, of course, as an expert on the subject myself. Okay. So what sort of planes do you fly?
Mostly Cessna 172.
Cessna 172, yeah.
Also have a lot of hours in a Cessna 140, which is a tail dragger, a 1946 tail dragger.
Oh, wow.
And then recently we've been getting into helicopters.
Oh my God, helicopters, that'd be so cool. I love helicopters. I think I've only been in one helicopter in my life, and that was such a cool experience, just hover above everything, you know? So what, are you doing helicopter training now as well?
Yeah. So I got my pilot's license back when I was 17.
What?
And then last year I started helicopter training, and I've already soloed, so I've flown by myself now with a helicopter, and I have just a few more hours left till I get my license.
Oh my God, I'm so jealous. So next time I'm traveling with Brandon, because instead of taking an Uber to wherever we're going, I'll just get the helicopter. You know what I mean? Just get the helicopter and just drop me off. So that's amazing, dude. Is that why you called your company Flightcontrol? Were you kind of inspired from that?
Partly, yes. We were trying to come up with all kinds of names, more space related, and things. But I was driving down. We had so we were doing a launch on, I think it was Monday.
Yeah.
And we still didn't have a name for it yet. And it was Saturday evening. I was driving down the interstate and I saw Flightcontrol on the billboard. I'm like, yes, that's it. It's perfect because Flightcontrol is an orchestration layer.
Yeah.
So it's this, you're controlling stuff.
Ashley, come say hello.
What's up?
Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you.
I also want to hang out with you and talk content and community and stuff.
Yeah, nice to meet you, man. Nice to meet you, Taz. Pleasure. Well, we'll talk later. Yeah.
Awesome.
Ashley, good to see you, buddy.
You too, bro. What's going on, man?
I'm here with Brandon. This is Ashley.
Awesome. I'm not gonna interrupt y'all, but have fun. Enjoy. I'll see you around.
All right, see you, buddy. Good to see you. Oh, I love Ashley. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Such a cool guy. Like, this is why I love going to these conferences. You know what I mean? You get to meet people like Ashley. Like, I've been following Ashley for so long. I've been following Brandon for so long. You know what I mean? Finally get to meet them in person. And so, anyway, like we kind of got distracted there. So you're driving down the interstate, but like essentially in Ohio.
Yeah.
And you saw on a billboard Flight Control.
Yeah.
So what? You just took someone else's company name, or how did that work? We're like, you know what? Like we're gonna make a better version of your company. Yeah.
I think. What was I forget what the billboard is about. It was not Flight Control. It was like, I think it was like a beer commercial, or like, I don't know. Like, I totally forget. But there is a flightcontrol.com is a goose repellent company.
It's a goose repellent company?
Yes.
What? Oh my God! So what do you like? Flightcontrol.io or something? Or?
.dev.
.dev. Oh, that's amazing. That's so cool. So like I don't know much about Flight Control, admittedly. Like what sort of stuff do you do?
So we make it easy to deploy applications to AWS.
Oh, amazing. Okay, cool.
So like typically developers are either deploying with something like Heroku, which is easy to use but very limiting and restricting, or directly to AWS, which gives you full power and control, but is a nightmare to use.
It's a nightmare to use for sure. Like we're deployed in AWS right now, and so I can relate to that. Yeah.
So we give you the ease of use on your own AWS account. So we kind of like give you the best of both, and so you get full power and control, and making it really easy to use. Like you don't have to know anything about AWS.
Oh wow!
But if you want to, then you can pop the hood and like get in the internals and like customize it as much as you want.
Oh wow! Okay, that sounds. I got to check this out. Like essentially, legitimately, I have to check this out because like we're using AWS. It's amazing in that you can do everything with it, but at the same time, because you can do everything with it, it ends up being quite tricky and quite complicated a lot of the time. So if you're simplifying that, I think there's a ton of value in that. So you have that, and then you also have Blitz.js. So essentially, what's the relationship between those two?
So I created Blitz.js 2 years ago. Blitz is a toolkit for full stack toolkit for JavaScript. So it gives you a lot of like things on top of Next.js, like authentication, zero API data layer, code scaffolding generation, things like that. And so that's a free open source project. It's done very well, but like you need to make money somehow, right? And so the biggest problem that I saw with Blitz users was around this deployment stuff. And so we decided to start Flight Control and make this company. But so the relationship is that Flight Control maintains Blitz. Blitz is basically lead generation for Flight Control.
Right.
So a lot of our current customers to Flight Control know about Flight Control because of Blitz.
Right. Yeah.
So Blitz is just our way to like get awareness, and we use it. We build Flight Control with Blitz.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. You're just dog fooding your own stuff. I hate that term dog fooding because it puts such a nasty image in my head. But like, I don't understand why people keep calling it dog fooding. It just seems to be the industry word for it. I don't know. It's kind of weird. But okay, so that's cool. So and you're also deploying Blitz with Flight Control. Is that kind of what you're or like?
So we're deploying Flight Control with Flight Control.
You're deploying Flight Control with Flight Control, and then Blitz powers the Flight Control like web pages and stuff.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. That's awesome. But yeah, like I think you were saying that you worked on Blitz while you were in Thailand.
Yeah.
And so what you said Koh Tao.
So I went to Thailand just before like COVID lockdown.
Yeah.
It was like when it was like, okay, COVID is like starting to affect some places. I went to Thailand. And then got locked down, so I ended up staying for 5 months. But that was like the period when I was building out like the initial Blitz version. So I built a lot of the core stuff.
That's
on
amazing.
Koh Tao.
Yeah, on Koh Tao. That's amazing because like Koh Tao. If you haven't been to Koh Tao before, it's like this tiny island in basically the bay of Thailand, right? Yeah. And it's known for its diving. I mean, a lot of people go there and they learn diving. In fact, my very first dive was in Koh Tao.
Same.
And so like there's like the pole. If you've done that one, there's like this big pole essentially in the bay, and there's like all this coral and everything around it.
Yep.
And like so that was my very first dive. If
awesome.
You've been to that one
yeah,
too,
I'm pretty sure
I think it's a pretty popular dive site around there. So yeah, that was unreal. So like essentially which months were you there for?
February to August.
February to August.
Like,
okay, because like
so February to early August.
I was there in December, and so like basically what made me love diving was that dive, because apparently in December is when all the juvenile whale sharks come into the Bay of Thailand.
Yes, the whale sharks.
So did you end up seeing any when you were there?
I did not.
Okay, yeah, because you came just after. That's why, Brandon. You got to go back in December. There you go. So basically, the juvenile whale sharks were there, and we did our first dive like on that pole, and it was like amazing and everything. Like the visibility wasn't great. We did a second dive, and the visibility was worse, and there was a strong current. So we're like swimming against this current, like just fighting this current, you know what I mean? Just fighting this current, just trying to make some progress in this current to like see more coral and whatever. And all I see is this massive gray blob coming out of this terrible visibility, just massive gray blob. I'm just like, oh my God, it's getting bigger, and it just goes right over me, and I'm just like, oh my God. And like our dive instructor was like, look down. We looked down. There's like another one going right below us, and I'm just like, this is not where I parked my car. You know what I mean? This is not
That's
like
amazing.
This is not like our home environment by any means. Like we're fighting this current, you know, like we're struggling like in this environment.
Right.
But we got these like whale sharks just kind of like
That's
going
amazing.
everywhere like it's nothing. You know what I mean? Like it's nothing at all.
People, like I've heard like people that have done hundreds of dives there around Koh Tao, they've never seen a whale shark.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of rare. So that's amazing that you got to see
for
it.
my very first, well, I guess technically second official dive, but it was like the first day of diving in Koh Tao.
That's amazing.
It was unreal. But yeah, so like I'm guessing you did a lot of diving around there. Like, do you have your advanced open water?
Yep. So it was interesting. Like I've always wanted to scuba dive. I'm like, it would be so amazing, you know, just go underwater or just like go around and stuff. But I didn't like get as excited about it as I expected to. It's like, it's a little bit boring because there's no adrenaline. Like if you have adrenaline, like you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
It needs to be very chill,
it's
very calm,
very chill,
just
very
like
calm.
Putting along, and so, yeah, like I enjoyed it, but it wasn't like I think I gravitate to a bit more adrenaline things like flying and rock climbing,
like helicopters and planes and stuff, and rock climbing as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Like essentially, like all the best programmers know how to scale, and so that's amazing, dude. So we have so much in common. Like I also dive, I also rock climb. I've flown one plane once, and so no, but I hope to get back into flying. So yeah, like essentially when we hanging out, like when we going flying.
I don't know. Come to Ohio.
Come to Ohio.
Find the time.
You guys should go to Ohio, check out Brandon, and hopefully check out Flightcontrol as well.
Yeah.
But dude, it was so good talking to you. So happy we could finally hang out. And yeah, look forward to seeing you around more often.
Awesome.
See you.